Elon time. Love it or hate it, it's a thing that people who follow his technology companies have to deal with. Those who have been tracking his predictions over the years just come to expect to multiply his estimates by 2 or 3 just to play it safe. Well, I went through dozens of Elon's predictions around SpaceX, since this is, after all, a space YouTube channel, to try to get to the bottom of his estimates, as well as highlight some of his most accurate and least accurate estimates over the years. We might just have some simple math that can help us get to the bottom of Elon time.
I think I do have an issue with time.
Hey everyone, TJ Cooney from I Need More Space here. Thanks a lot for watching. So there's 2 major rules around Elon Musk's predictions you should be aware of. Rule number 1, when he says 2 weeks, it's never 2 weeks. It's become a meme at this point. 2 weeks is essentially code word for he and his team are doing their best to hit that milestone as soon as possible, but it's really a crapshoot. Don't bet on it. Rule number 2, treat his predictions really as a no earlier than date or a net date. If he says they'll do X by the end of the year, that likely means that'll be the soonest it'll happen. So hold your breath.
Hold your breath and don't move a muscle.
So now, Elon time. In reality, there's no real way to solve this. These predictions are made by a self-admittedly overly optimistic entrepreneur who pushes his people to the absolute limit. But for my own sanity, I wanted a multiplier to work with in order to set in my own head what are the realistic expectations here. Essentially, take his predictions and multiply it by the average of when his predictions come to fruition, and we'll be able to possibly predict when this moment in the future will happen. And I have a very exact number. My math came to 2.775312151. That's right, Elon's predictions happen about 2.8 times later than when he originally predicts they'll happen. And how did I do that? I guessed. No. Well, I took 28 SpaceX predictions by Elon Musk going back to 2002, figured out how many days in the future he's predicting something would happen, say the first Falcon 1 launch, and then figured out what were the actual days that the event happened. In this case, the event happened more than 2.9 times later than when he originally predicted. Sidebar here, Falcon 1 had a litany of issues when it was trying to get started, the Vandenberg debacle, and then trying to launch from a freaking remote island in the South Pacific. All things Elon didn't know about at the time, but still, it's important to keep this in mind because we're creating an average. Now, back to the spreadsheet. For each prediction, I gave Elon the benefit of the doubt. So if he said something would happen within 3 months, I always set the prediction date for the very last day of that period to give him some breathing room. In order for prediction to have made this data set, the event would have needed to have happened in order for me to develop the ratio. There are still many outstanding predictions yet to occur. I'll continue to update these predictions in the future as milestones are hit, like the first Starship orbital launch attempt. There have been many predictions for that one made over the years, and when that actually happens, we'll see. And if you want to check my math, you can poke through them at ineedmore.space/Elon time. And if you want to see when I update it, follow me on Twitter. I'm at TJ_Cooney. I'll post updates for this among many other space news things, so follow me on Twitter. So you might be asking yourself, why does Elon do this? Well, there could be a variety of reasons, but I do tend to believe that it's because of his natural optimism and also his desire to push his team to maximum output. Pedal to the floor 24/7. If he sets an ambitious goal, he's more likely to achieve his ambitious results. Elon says this in so many words in his interview with Tim Dodd, the everyday astronaut, in his August 2021 interview at Starbase.
The one thing you cannot replace is time. And I do have a habit of being optimistic with schedules. If I wasn't optimistic, I wouldn't be doing, the crazy things that I'm doing.
Right.
So I must have just pathologically optimistic, I suppose.
And in 2018, at a Tesla shareholder meeting, he actually had a funny story about how long he's had an issue with time and some advice for us.
My brother used to, when we were catching the bus to school, he would lie to me about the time. And he always says sometimes says earlier than it actually was, and then I get there slightly after that, and then we'd actually be able to catch the bus. So this is something I'm trying to get better at. I'm a sort of naturally optimistic person, which I would not have probably done cars or rockets if I was not. So I'm trying to recalibrate these estimates. I probably put some sandbag on future dates. That's probably wise. I kind of say when I think it can occur, but then I'm typically optimistic about these things. Hopefully less optimistic over time. So, yeah.
So yeah, we're taking his advice by adding some padding, and in my case, with math. So to Elon's point, is he getting less optimistic over time? The answer is, it depends. Let's look at the data. If you look at the days between his predictions to when they actually happen, in comparison to his earlier predictions, he's actually getting closer. This could also just mean that he's making less longer term predictions, but when you look at the ratios of his predictions versus the actual days, the ratios are largely consistent. In the end, is my prediction method right? No. There's no way for any of us to ever really know what Elon is thinking or what unforeseen obstacles his companies will encounter. But one thing is for sure. Industries like aerospace need aspirational thinkers and leaders to push us to the next level in technology. So I welcome the ridiculous predictions. In the end, this research may have been a complete waste of time, but it also brought to light some really fun facts. So I hope you enjoyed this exercise in futility. All right, thanks a lot for watching. I hope you learned something new today, and I really hope you consider subscribing to my channel. We're getting so close to 100,000 subscribers. Thank you to my patrons. You guys are awesome, and everybody on my Discord, thanks for hanging out. All right, y'all, talk to you later, and have a great day. Bye.